Yes, Oscar.
Yeah.
This is quite a special interview for me, because my whole journey with Crunchfish started with you.
Yeah, jointly, I would say.
Yeah.
We had a transaction in 2011. I met you through your chairman at the time, Anders Williamson.
Yeah, at Biomain. Yeah. You invested. You actually. It was a convertible.
Not me, a client of mine.
Yeah, a client of yours, a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You offered a sort of. I remember it was sort of 6 million, and it was a convertible, and that turned out well because we did an exit almost exactly a year later.
Yeah.
But then I remember you calling me saying, "I think I have something for you now." This was, I think, somewhere in May 2012. That will fit you better than this dental. Dental. This will fit you better. So come down and meet sort of two people, and I did.
Yeah.
And I did. So and you are at the time, and you still are sort of CEO of Västra Hamnen Corporate Finance.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Why did you take Crunchfish at that time? Was that a gut feeling that this will turn out to be something? Because they were really small at that time.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I had met Mikael Kretz and Håkan Paulsson at the time, and they were shareholder, and they took me with, so I could meet Paul, and I fell in love with him. Of course, everyone does. He's very likable, obviously, and so we said, there is something here, and maybe someone that can help them. And I thought of you, and you did that, and it turned out quite well.
Yes, absolutely. No, I'm very happy you did. I'm very happy you did, and I remember that first meeting at your office here in Västra Hamnen. It was a good start, really, and I also felt that. Particularly Paul, I think sort of as a technical genius sort of was an interesting guy, sort of.
Sure.
But I remember that there was a bit of a hiccup with the whole that investment, because we discussed for a long time with Industrifonden.
Correct.
And I think we have to officially say, because I know they were angry with you that Mohammed Al Almoudi, your big client, came in instead. But I officially want to say that I had something to do with that, because I actually called you up and asked you, can't we switch? Because Mohammed Al Almoudi, for those who don't know, he owns Prem, the whole sort of gasoline network, Midrock,
correct,
a lot of construction, and it has some. You tell us what else is
in Sweden. That's about it. He has oil company based in Sweden, Svenska Petroleum, but they are present on the west coast of Africa, drilling for oil, producing oil. But there are sort of 4,000 employees in the Midrock conglomerate.
And how on earth did a guy from Laholm, as I know you are from originally, how did you end up so closely associated with the second richest man in Saudi Arabia?
Second richest, I don't know, but
he's a rich man.
He is, for sure.
Yes.
I used to work as a stockbroker prior to founding Västra Hamnen in 2005. I used to work as a stockbroker for 5 years, where I got to know Sheikh Al Almoudi, and I handled his investments at the Nordic stock exchanges.
Okay.
So that's why.
Yeah. And at the time, 2012, were there some available cash at the moment that was possible to invest in a risky business like Crunchfish at the time?
We have exited Biomain, for instance, freed up some cash, and there are. He always scouted for businesses. He thinks he really likes to invest. It's harder to divest.
Okay,
and he is very long term, and you can see that he sticks to his investments.
And you did, I think, Midrock Technologies, because now I remember in the past he was personally the shareholder of Crunchfish, but now you have switched it into Midrock Technologies instead, his shareholding. And you did a fairly big exit in Midrock Technologies with PowerCell.
Correct.
Yeah.
We still do own 4% of PowerCell, but we exited quite a lot.
Yes, there was a Bosch or something.
There was a big agreement with Bosch, and the stock price really skyrocketed, and we divested some.
Yeah. And your role at Västra Hamnen, because you were the CEO of Västra Hamnen when we first met in 2011, and you're long term as well. You still have that position.
Yeah.
What do you do at Västra Hamnen?
We help out companies like Crunchfish seeking out new capital if they want to grow, if they want to list on a stock market, for instance. We can help them out. And
you helped us both with the IPO and this last round we did, and also one we did a year ago. So you helped us 3 times raising money at and it's the 3 best rounds we've had is with you. So I'm very happy.
Thank you for that. But that's what we do, help clients. We are based in Malmö. We have a small office in Copenhagen. We do business all across Sweden and Denmark, but there are only 9 of us, so we conduct between 7-8 transactions a year. So we pick and choose sort of which one to do.
But we had as someone I've interviewed, Alf as well. So you do equity research and analysis, and I know we're using you as our CA, a certified advisor as well. So I guess you have services around the stock market, really. What is your feeling about Crunchfish? Because you were on the board for
1 year, sort of.
Was it only 1 year?
Yeah, 15-ish.
Okay. Because I remember we both sat on the board together in the beginning, and then Göran, who is the current chairman right now, he sort of came in and took over your role there. But what have you seen with Crunchfish for all this time? Because you've been supportive, just like I have invested in all the rounds. So has Mohammed Al-Moody or Midrock Technologies. You've always been very keen on, or not, I would say keen, but you've been loyal and always helped the company when it needed money.
There has always been something really interesting that we thought of should kick in 1 year, 2 years from now, sort of something dangling there that give it some time and we will make profit out of that. So we always thought that there was a tremendous opportunity in Crunchfish, but as new companies, fast-growing companies, some didn't materialize, but some will eventually do, I think. And that's how it has been for 7-8 years now, that we are close but not really there.
I personally think that the time has come now that this time
you always say that.
I know. I'm really bad at that, but this time I do. Even if I know I've had that feeling for a long time. My wife certainly knows that, but there are signs that there's a lot of ducks in a row right now. That
keep my fingers crossed.
That this might be it, really, sort of. And your own feeling about sort of Crunchfish. Why? Because you met us for a long time. What do you like about us, except for the opportunities per se?
I have a lot of trust. Companies boils down to people, you know that, and I have a lot of trust in Paul. I have a lot of trust in you. I've seen what you have done since we have conducted business prior to Crunchfish together. I've seen that, and we have served on a board together, so I know that. So I see the potential, but I see the potential in people, and that is equal as important as the business opportunities coming along.
Sort of almost 10 years ago, why did you take on Crunchfish? Because Crunchfish was so small at the time, and it can't be your sweet spot of companies that you typically engage with.
No, it wasn't, and but it has tremendous. It was a software company. It was scalable. It has a tremendous opportunity, and there were some demos that was quite impressive at the time. And Michael and Håkan that I know, they were shareholders, and Paul is a very likable person, obviously. So
the whole mix of ethics. Yeah. No, I'm very happy that you call. I remember you saying that you don't have to pretend to be a dentist anymore, so you can go back to your the mobile industry instead. And I think if it were not for you, and it's interesting how how things turn out. That you invested in my previous business, and then this came up, and it's if you look back in your life, you can find those key moments that unless that had happened, this wouldn't have happened. And here we are. You sort of have one life, and but the life itself will play out so differently. Dependent on who you meet and what opportunity you present, sort of.
Of course.
Yeah. What are you working with now at Västra Hamnen? Because I know we are not the only one that sort of keeps you busy. Sort of what's.
There are tremendous opportunities in this time with the corona. People are afraid of investing at the time.
Yeah.
We are, despite that, trying to conduct 3 IPOs, 2 in Denmark and 1 in Sweden.
Okay.
We are sort of scouting now, pre-sounding, as we say, checking out larger investors, whether or not they can anchor an IPO transaction.
Investors that are part of the company already, or the new ones?
Yes, new ones.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Takes a lot of time.
Is it hard right now in this climate?
It is, but there's always opportunities, always. But sometimes money is cheap, sometimes it's not. Now the pendulum has swung, so it's not as cheap any longer. People getting more picky. They really want some sweeteners to participate in deals. So we're discussing with both investors and our client, the company that are on the IPO route.
Yeah, we just with you sort of raised financing, but as you have more the ear to the market than I do, but have a lot of financing round during now the Corona months. Have they been cancelled, or what has happened in the market really? Would you say?
Yeah, if you're not desperate in need of cash, they are postponed. They are, and we are actually advising to postpone, because now you need to sweeten the deal to get the money in during these times.
So it's better to wait if you're not desperate.
If you have the possibility to wait, that's better. Yes.
Yeah. And that is what is happening. That are they taking your advice, or? Yeah, it depends on their level of desperation then.
True, and but some companies, regardless of Corona, beautiful company, there's always a place for these companies. They have easier to cash flow and easier to evaluate for an investor.
Yeah.
Those, I would say, companies that have a long way to cash flow, they are a bit more tricky these days compared to what it used to be a year ago.
Okay. Yeah.
We are still doing the same thing, but it is tricky, but we are coping, I think.
Yeah, that's good. Crunchfish this year celebrates 10 years.
Yes.
And on the same day as we have a general meeting, but in the evening we will have a 10-year celebration. Of course, you're invited.
Thank you very much.
And I hope that some more people from your team will come and join us, and we will be at Bull Bar.
All right.
And I remember we played Bull, you and me, and officially I have to admit you won.
Yes.
So I really hope you come, Oscar, because I have a what do you say, a goose to pick, or I have a rematch to ask for, sort of. So that's on in the evening. You will be there.
Yes.
Yeah, and some of your teammates from Västra Hamnen as well.
Of course.
Yeah. No, we really look forward to that. So on the 20th, game on.
Game on.
Game on. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks.